I want you to be honest with yourself about a moment in your life. Have you ever poured your heart out, giving absolute attention and loyalty, only to be met with distance and coldness? Most of us men are taught, if she pulls back, you push forward. If she goes silent, you explain with words. If she leaves, you chase to mend the wound. But here is the fatal paradox of love. The harder you try to grasp it, the more it slips away. The moment she starts pulling the string, you need no words, no pleading, not even anger. You only need a single act of stillness. It is a silence that radiates from within, an unshakable composure, an energy that communicates, I have mastered my own universe. Your presence does not complete me, and your absence does not diminish me. This act does more than just flip the entire relationship dynamic. It will awaken you. Our journey today is not about dating tactics. It is about reclaiming your inner authority, a philosophy that the greatest men in history have followed. Take a deep breath, because we are about to dive into 7 stages of awakening to create that power. The first principle we must understand, I call it the law of energy echo. In relationships, you don't just exchange words or actions. You exchange energy, and the energy you receive back is always the precise echo of the energy you send out. Most men send out energy of scarcity and fear. You fear losing her, so you send out pursuit, explanations, and pleading. That energy enters her as a confirmation. Your value is contingent upon her approval. The echo you receive back is indifference and disrespect. Imagine a calm lake. If you throw a stone into it, the energy of panic, the surface ripples and distorts your reflection. But if you stand still, maintaining absolute stillness, the energy of absolute indifference, the lake reflects you perfectly, showing her your untouched value. I once had a friend who was successful in business but deeply insecure in love. When his girlfriend threatened to leave, he sent messages thousands of words long, analyzing every mistake. She pulled further away. He had sent scarcity energy and received the confirmation that her leaving was the right choice. The challenging truth is, your natural reaction, the pleading, is not love. It is emotional addiction to someone else's validation. Ask yourself, is the energy you are sending out in this relationship one of independence or dependency? To move to the next stage, you must commit that from now on, you will no longer let reactive emotions dictate your actions. When a woman pulls back, that action is not always a sign of an ending. Psychologically, it is often the unconscious test. She is not trying to leave. She is testing your frame of reality. She wants to know, are you the man who can hold his frame when confronted with emotional chaos? Let us apply the philosopher's guard. You are the sole guard of your spiritual treasure, which is your peace, purpose, and self-respect. Imagine 2 types of men. The convenience store guard panics at any small sound. When she withdraws her attention, he immediately reacts with anger, pleading, and trying to fill the void. He defends something not worth protecting with all his energy. Conversely, the treasure guard protects something priceless. When there is noise outside, her distance, he remains calm. He simply turns inward and checks if his treasure is safe. Stoic philosophy teaches us, we only control our response. When she tests you, she is giving you an opportunity to demonstrate your inner control. The challenging message is, if you panic, you have proven to her that your value is just a convenience store, easily shut down by the emotions of others. Look inward. Is her distance driving you to protect your treasure, self-worth, or the convenience store, a temporary relationship? True strength lies in redirecting that energy, not into filling the gap she created, but into fortifying your own treasure. Now, we move into the most powerful tool against disrespect, the art of value-preserving silence. Your silence is not a mind game or punishment. It is philosophical energy conservation. Remember, the energy you give is currency. When she ignores you, she is trying to drain your energy, your reaction, your anger, your explanations, to assert her power. Every word you speak, every text you send, is an emotional investment into a stock she is currently devaluing. Silence is the act of reclaiming your personal financial control. The psychology of scarcity dictates that anything abundant, free and effortless is undervalued. Tap water is forgotten. Gold and diamonds are not. When you maintain silence, you are turning your attention into gold. You are no longer tap water that is always available. The challenging message is, if you believe love means unconditional availability, you are confusing love with convenience. Healthy love requires respect, and respect cannot exist without boundaries. Think of the artisan sculpting a wooden masterpiece. They do not talk. They quietly work on their craft. Their silence is not hostility. It is absolute focus on their work. A woman will not return because she misses your words. She will return because she senses the focus you have directed onto yourself. Be honest. Are you willing to let temporary pain turn you into pure gold through silence and growth, or into wasted water through pleading? This silence creates an energy vacuum, forcing her to begin questioning her own value in your universe, a necessary step to crush her pride. Now, your silence has bought you time. But whether that time is priceless or wasted depends entirely on where you place your energy. This is the absolute growth, the redirection of focus from her to mission. The ancient tree metaphor. Think of yourself as an ancient tree growing roots. When a storm comes, her distance, the average man tries to hold on to the leaves, chasing her. But the awakened man simply digs his roots deeper into the soil. Purpose, work, health. Psychological upgrade. Women are not attracted to a man who needs them. They are attracted to a man who is whole without them. When you channel all energy into your mission, you create an irresistible gravitational field. Reinvest into your body, health, meditation. Focus fully on finances, career, major goals, and rebuild your mind, reading, new boundaries. The challenging message is, do not confuse loyalty with fear of being alone. If you are clinging to a disrespectful relationship, you are using love as an emotional shelter for your lack of purpose. I remember my early career days. I wasted hours analyzing texts from the woman I loved. Until a mentor told me, if you used half that analytical energy to build your empire, you wouldn't have time to care what she thinks. When I changed, she didn't need me to tell her. She felt the shift in me. Ask yourself, if she were to vanish entirely, would you still be bound by the same pain? Or would you have a solid foundation to keep building? Only when you reach this level of growth can you execute the most powerful action, the art of superior response. After you've executed the silence and absolute growth techniques, what happens when she returns, with probing texts, vague questions, or even an apology? This is the defining moment, the art of superior response. This is not coldness or revenge. This is warmth from a higher position. The golden rule, respond, but only respond precisely to what she gives. If she sends a one-line text, "How are you?" You only send a one-line neutral reply, "I'm well, and you?" Never elaborate on what you've been doing, or express surplus emotion. The psychological reason. You are maintaining your frame. You are communicating. My world is still spinning, and I am willing to interact with you, but you must be worthy of my time. The snow shoveling metaphor. When she returns, she is trying to shovel the snow to find the old path. If you are enthusiastic, you are helping her clear the way. But if you remain calm and only interact minimally, you are forcing her to invest effort to reopen that path. The challenging message is, you must be prepared for her to leave again if she does not meet your new standard of respect. That is the power of absolute indifference, not caring, but not allowing your emotions to be controlled by her presence or absence. Reflect. When she returns, is your interaction sending the message, "I was waiting for you," or "I am busy, but I have time for you if you are respectful"? Always choose the second message. Ultimately, what truly crushes her pride? Not an argument, not anger, but the revenge of dignity. It is the moment she sees you, not the man who pleaded yesterday, but the new version of you, living a meaningful life, defined by purpose and stillness. She realizes her departure did not halt your evolution. That is when the greatest pain hits her. Irrelevance. Buddhist perspective on regret. Her regret is not your goal. It is the natural consequence of her having undervalued a worthy soul. Your job is to continue your journey of awakening. The healing message is, your dignity needs no justification. It is proven by how you choose self-control rather than attempting to control her. The final reflection. Are you living to seek external approval or to validate your own unshakable internal worth? This decision is your ultimate frame. We have journeyed through 7 stages of awakening, from the law of energy echo to the revenge of dignity. If you take one thing from this conversation, remember, absolute indifference is not a manipulation tool. It is evidence of your inner mastery. You no longer need outside approval to feel whole. If this message has resonated with you, help me spread this philosophy. Subscribe to the channel and share this video. That is how you and I will build a community of high-value men, masters of self, to create a new generation of gentlemen, the foundation for harmonious marriage and the birth of children with a philosophy of life, exactly the roadmap we committed to. The ultimate meditation. The treasure guard practice. Practice this exercise morning and night. Find a quiet place. Sit up straight, close your eyes, and take 3 deep breaths. Visualize your spiritual treasure, peace, purpose, value, resting in your chest. Embody the unshakable, unbuyable guard. When any feeling of anxiety, fear, or the urge to text her arises, do not fight it. Gently recognize it as noise outside the gate. Inhale, silently saying, "I am still." Exhale, silently saying, "My treasure is protected." When you feel the composure return, smile and commit to holding that frame. Remember, gentlemen, there is only one thing you truly need to fear: losing yourself. Awaken and reclaim your mastery. Thank you for listening.